Press and record. All right, friends. Hello, hello. If you are seeing my face in your feed, that means it's time for another chat with one of our HBCU college presidents. And today I am so excited to be able to share time with Dr. Cynthia Warwick, who is the president of Stillman. Oh my goodness. I'm Kishshana Palmer, CEO of Kishshana & Co., a management and leadership learning company, and I am the volunteer lead for our BGLO fundraising challenge, answering the question, can we raise money for every single HBCU? And so this week, I'm excited to have Dr. Warwick with me so that we can chat about what is going on at Stillman. Okay, so Dr. Warwick, I had not heard of your esteemed institution, and so I had to look you up, and I was so enamored with just your personal touch and the way you just seem to be right in the middle of things. So talk to me about why'd you decide to take on up the mantle of this institution?
Yeah. Well, I'm HBCU born and bred, so I think that's why my parents, my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, sister, brother, and children, everybody in my family attended HBCUs.
That's amazing.
Yes, everybody. So everybody who has a degree has one from an HBCU.
That is fantastic and phenomenal.
Yeah, and so I think it's, this is what we do. It's our commitment to our community, our families. We do the nurturing, we care about you, and I think it's just so important. So I had heard of Stillman, but I had not visited Stillman.
Okay.
And when I came to interview for the president's job, I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised of the beautiful 105-acre campus with the beautiful magnolias, and it's just a beautiful campus. And Tuscaloosa, I had never been to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And it's a beautiful place, and people are very friendly. I know a lot of folks who are not from the South, they're like, Alabama.
I'm one of them. I'm a New Yorker, so I was like, Alabama, you say.
Right, Alabama.
Hey.
And yet, this community is very warm, welcoming, and they really support Stillman. And that's the thing that I've been very impressed with. And so last year and this year, I've received awards from the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama.
Wow.
And so I'm very engaged in our local community, and I think it's just a good place to send young people to learn. And so I have a number of my friends who sent their kids here, so I take care of them.
Okay. I mentioned to you that I have a rising 10th grader. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I take care of them because I think it's important, and everybody who has my business card will know my cell phone and my personal email is on my business card. So anybody can call, text, and email me, and I do respond.
And speaking of response, the thing that I just had a jaw-dropping moment, y'all, before we started recording, we were having a chat, and I said, hold the phone, we have to record this. Mm-hmm. So I hear that you actually even go out and do some recruiting yourself.
Oh,
Where do you find the time?
I make the time because that's the most important thing, is to get those young people to college. And I love to meet them. I go to college fairs, and I go to high schools. I go to my own high school. Actually, one of my high school classmates from San Antonio is sending me a young man. I didn't meet him when I was at Sam Houston last time, but he's coming to Stillman now.
I love that.
Yeah. So, I just think it's so important because they are my customer, they're my new children, and you know, I want to take care of them, and I'm accessible and I want to meet them. So I pretty much meet every student on the campus.
And how big is the campus? Like, how many students do you have? And like, what is sort of the hallmark of the institution in terms of the degrees that y'all put out and
Okay.
where folks go out in the world?
Okay. So right now we have right under 1,000 students. We have a little
I like
over,
that size.
yeah, and it's a very nice number. Most of our students major in business administration and biology. We have criminal justice, psychology, teacher education, math, communications, and religion. We were founded to educate Black ministers. So in 1876, the Reverend Dr. Stillman of First Presbyterian Church went to the General Assembly, said, I want to start a school to educate Black ministers, and we still do that. And we have students in graduate school now in seminaries at Princeton and other seminaries across the nation. So we have a lot of preachers and teachers and doctors and lawyers and business people out there who wear the Stillman name. So I'm really proud of what we do and what the college has done for 144 years.
And I know that since you joined, you have really been trying to bring the institution forward to like what's now and next. And so research projects and institutions, like tell me some of the big stuff that folks who are watching this needs to get excited about, because they're going to be folks who are like, I'm going to be a donor because I want to get behind what you have got going on.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a pharmacist and I'm a health services researcher. And so the health biomedical sciences are very near and dear to me. And so that's an area that I'm really focused on. And so we've established a biomedical academy where we have a board certified anesthesiologist as the director. We house the American Heart Association HBCU Scholars Program at Stillman. That director manages HBCU students who want to go into the biomedical sciences and do research from all these states, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Tennessee. So the HBCUs have students that are actually managed by the director here at Stillman.
I love that.
Yeah, we have partnerships established with the University of Alabama, University of Alabama, Birmingham. Of course, those have been long-standing relationships, but I've created new relationships with Drexel University. We send 2 students to do research there every summer. We will be sending 2 students to the Salk Institute in San Diego, California.
Love that.
So, I just established that relationship. We've got partnerships with the University of Indiana, with Temple, with St. Jude Research Center. So we're looking at expanding opportunities so our students can go and learn about how you apply what they learn on the undergraduate level, building that foundation so they can get into these graduate and professional programs. Today, you have to have a resume.
You do.
To get into graduate school and especially professional school. If you want to be a health scientist today, you're going to have to start building that resume with mentors and with other people besides the ones at your college to write a letter of recommendation for you. So that's why summer research is so important, and research at these top name institutions helps you get in the door.
I love that. And I feel like, the fact that you're thinking beyond what happens in the 4 years in the way you are setting students up for success is just so critical. It was one of the things that was so instrumental for my undergraduate and graduate school experience. My institution was like, listen, if you can't go out there and be prepared both to go to work and to excel and to fast track, and also if you decide to go on into advanced study, we need you to be prepared to really work.
Right.
And so here's what that looks like. And so it was tough. I was like, what are we doing in freshmen? Like, you know, and when I got into my MBA program as a freshman, I didn't know what I was in for. I wanted to. So I love that you are setting young people up right from the beginning to be able to launch into what they want to do and give them space to explore. In case they want to pivot, they have enough time and space to be able to do that with those connections. So that is fantastic.
Definitely. The other thing we're doing is similar things with cybersecurity. So we had a hack back in November 2017, and that made me realize how important cybersecurity is, and the lack of people, especially people that look like us, who are not in that field. And so we're looking to grow a pipeline of graduates into cybersecurity, into the National Security Agency, NSA, FBI, CIA, all of those in cyber, so that they can take advantage of this huge field. And I think what people think is that cyber is, you have to be a computer science major or an engineer. No, there's like multidisciplinary criminal justice.
Absolutely.
Other areas that, you know, forensics that you look into to do cyber. So we're working on cyber. We're working also on data science. FedEx gave us a grant to develop a data science program. And so that's critical. That
is critical to how things
need
are moving.
To know how to use and analyze and manage data. So we're connecting students to opportunities in data science, in emergency response. That's another area that we're finding out about now that is highly needed, but yet when there's a disaster, when the people who come out to address that disaster and the people who are most impacted are people of color, the folks coming out to address the disaster don't look like us.
Come on.
And so we need to be deliberate about establishing programs to change that dynamic. So when there's a hurricane, when there's a tornado, when there's a flood, when there's a COVID-19, we need to have folks in that public health workforce that look like us, because we find the data shows it that we are disproportionately impacted by these events, and we ought to be the ones who can address this in our community.
Absolutely. I could not agree with you more. And I think that is so fantastic that is what you're doing. It just feels like laser focused and strategic that you are thinking about that. So I have a question of curiosity. I'm sure folks want to know. Talk to me about the type of young person that applies and then ultimately attends Stillman.
Okay. So most of our students are that B-level student. We get a few of those A students that come. The majority of the students are from Alabama, 67%, but we have students from Alaska, California, Nevada, the West Coast, the Midwest, Chicago. We have a number of students, Indiana. So we get students from all over, you know, but primarily the Southeast. So Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. So that's, you know, we have students from Florida, from Miami, you know, so we get like other HBCUs. We have a national representation of students, but most of them are from the Southeast region of the country. And then we have all of the Greeks. So the Divine Nine are here, and so a lot of the students are very interested.
Good to know that students are interested
in Greek life. They do that. But I really like all of our other activities: the Student Government Association, the student, I think it's called the Student Activity Board, Student Activity Board. So it's a different group that, you know, really organize.
I was on that group.
Okay, organize.
We control the money.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a fundraiser. I was like, where is the money? Okay.
Uh,
So,
yeah. So there's lots of activities. And then, what's so cool about Stillman is that we have these outstanding alumni who are just doing it. So we've got like alumni who are professional comedians, who are professional musicians. And so we get a lot of support. They come and put on shows, or they're the MCs for a lot of our activities on campus. So I love how the alumni come back and participate and interact with the student body, and the students love that too.
I mean, it's just so clear in talking with you that there is just like a family, a collegial spirit to the way that you lead Stillman. And also there's a level of excellence that you just come out the gate with, and opportunity for students to really step into their wheelhouse and into their gift. And so I just have to appreciate you for that. If folks are looking to get more involved, like, so for me, I'm going to be a first time donor. They're
Okay.
looking to get more involved and more engaged. By the time this airs, y'all, I would have already given my investment. And so I hope y'all will join me in doing so. And so how can folks get more involved in the work at the institution if they want to get more involved, financially or otherwise?
Yeah, well, everything is on our website. So
Okay.
if you go to www.stillman.edu, and at the top of the page, there's a button that says give. So if you want to donate, that's the easiest way to do it. You just go to the top of the page and click
Press it.
give, and we take all those forms of credit cards,
Yes.
etc. So you can do it that way. You can write a check and mail it. So, at the bottom of the page, it has our address. And so you can mail me a check and
Come
say,
on.
mail it to Stillman College, care of the president. And I'll get that. And we certainly acknowledge all of our gifts. But we let people decide what they want to do. If you have an idea, if you want to do something like one of our faculty members, the Dean of Business, is from Chicago, and he's was an appointee in the Obama administration in the Minority Business Development Agency. And Dean McCoy has a lot of connections from all over. And last year we had this event with McDonald's, and McDonald's gave a scholarship, and we had this whole like day party on the campus with McDonald's, and they used some of that into the ads. So we were on their national Black and Positively Golden ad.
Yeah.
That was really cool,
That is cool.
to be represented in a national advertisement. So I think it's up to folks. You have an idea that you want to run by me, I'm willing to listen, and just shoot me an email at stillmanprez@stillman.edu, and we'll make it happen.
I love it. Listen, Dr. Warwick, you just made my whole day. I just have to tell you, just smile. Y'all, if you're not in love and already looking for the give button yet, I don't know what's wrong with you, okay? Because I'm in love. So I want to thank you so much for sharing time and space with me today, for allowing us into the work you're doing and seeing some of the great things you're doing and your why. It's just so clear what your why is. And y'all, make sure that if you have not given already, that you follow the links below and you make sure that you give your gift this week for Stillman College. I want to thank you so much for your time, Dr. Warwick, and we will be talking with y'all real soon.
Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Been awesome.